So welcome back to the second episode of the American Capri project. So you see I've started working on it. Basically I've got some wiring diagrams now, which is quite nice. I'll go through them later on. But I'm trying to work on the starting issues for now. So I just started off and had a look, and the wiring seems all fine to that. The wiring diagrams don't say anything connects to it else, so test that out, all good. The actual starter motor is actually quite good condition, quite new by the looks of it, but I've got a feeling the contacts and the solenoid on that are an issue, which could also be related to other burnt relays. Maybe someone's put 24 volts or something before, damaged them. But I can't actually get the solenoid apart because it appears to be crimped, and then the coil windings are soldered on through. I just don't want to get too involved in that for now, because I've got another starter on the shelf, it turns out. So we're just testing this other starter a minute to make sure it's all good, and if this one works out, we'll try and fit this one and see if the same issue still happens. So you can kind of see. So we'll connect the starter up to the might be on a bit there. The battery charger, and we'll see what happens. He says single-handedly. Yeah, should work fine. So we'll get that fitted up here in a minute. Not sure what you guys can see. You probably can't see much too underneath here. Actually, it's a very, very solid, tidy Capri. So yeah, I'll get that sorted and I'll update you in a minute. So with the starter motor replaced, we'll turn the power on, try and bypass him. Fuel pump's also now been disconnected because obviously it wasn't a wise idea to keep pumping fuel up around covering the engine, especially not when it's stale fuel and potential fire risks. So let's see what happens now. Oh! It's also turning over much faster as well now. So that is a result. That's that fixed. So fuel pump disconnected. Starter's now doing as it should do. As I said, I got some new wiring diagrams, so let's just, thanks to some nice person on Capri World who happened to have a Haynes manual next to him, so he'd grab some pictures of me, and they appear to match. So I can't promise they're right yet, but they look right. So we'll see. So here's the wonderful wiring diagrams I've been given, which seem to tie up perfect. So here would be the Duraspark module. You've got because it's the American fancy thingy, you've got the seatbelt and ignition warning system actuator assembly, which is somewhere in the car, and that goes off and deals with the transmission relay here. So you've got transmission relay and this set of switches in the transmission. A minute ago, I had some issues with the starter relay, and it was due to the ground which it got from the headlight relay up in the engine bay. But pretty much now, a minute, I've sort of explored this and various Duraspark 2 simple wiring diagrams, and as far as I can tell, the way I got it set up at the minute, the only thing that's going to be any different is there's going to be no 12 volt feed cranking, because I've got the black and yellow here to the coil, which goes through the resistance wire, which picks up its feed from somewhere over here. The black and red is the supply for the Duraspark module. So I don't know what the old I've no idea why there's the black and yellow. It used to go to the Spark 1 module and come back through the coil. It's almost like a bypass for a starter. But yeah, I'm not sure how that's set up before. I haven't seen anything yet that actually sort of ties into that, so we won't worry too much about that in a minute. But yeah, it should hopefully now maybe produce a spark. I've got no idea yet. We'll find out. So as I was saying before, we had these starter issues. It's the old one over here. It's going down to a solenoid because I've fitted a new starter now in the car, and it turns over and stops perfect. It turns over a lot faster as well now, so I can only imagine the old starter's been cooked somehow along with all the other bits of wire that's been cooked on here. So maybe someone's put 24 volts through it, or I don't know, just spent ages cranking on it at some point. No idea, but it's buggered. So I had a starter on the shelf, fitted that, works perfect. The Spark 1 here is now connected in. Spark 2, sorry. I've got a newer plug I had on the shelf attached to the AC pipeline here, as you do. I've checked the HT lead connections, but they are so we'll see. So I'll just try turn it over a minute and see if we get a spark. If we get a spark, we can then maybe try and get some fuel in it and see if anything's going to happen. I don't know how much someone's messed with it before, so yeah, I don't know what to expect. But the fuel pump's been disconnected anyway to keep it safe. And we'll go with that. I don't know if you'll better see if there's a spark from there at all. The main thing is I don't want it to go bang. Anything other than bang should be okay. Alright, so you might see the spark there. Don't know if I can confirm the key or not. Here we go. Alright, 2 seconds, I'm going to make a bypass wire. Alright, so now I've got this bypass wire. I can fire the starter and we can see what happens here. I have no idea what to expect. So let's just go. Right. Let's give us all a chance in the world and put the battery charger on it as well. Got a fire extinguisher handy as well if required, but I'm afraid not. Right, let's see what happens here now. No spark. Okay. That's not helpful. So I've got something else to try here now. I'll give it another go and just see what happens. No spark still. Damn it. Right, so still no luck getting spark. I've taken a peek at Dizzy and all looks quite new and good in there in a minute. So I'm going to crack out the not so old fashioned tools in a minute, the oscilloscope, and we'll see what we get. So at the minute I've got the oscilloscope connected across the coil. I'm pretty sure it's going to yield no results, because if we had the coil negative being fired to the coil from the Spark unit, we would have some spark, but we don't. So we're going to test that in a minute. I'm going to crank it over and see what results we get there. If that's all as expected, which is going to be not working, I'm going to check the pickup in the Ghia Dizzy and see if I'm getting a reading off that. In which case, if I'm getting a pickup reading, I've got power to Spark unit and all that, then I would say this unit might not be functional, which would be rather annoying, but we'll see. So yeah, you might better see a bit of that rather than set up a screen recorder. Yeah. try that. So we've got a tiny tickle then, you saw a little spike, but not what it should be. So we'll try it again. So as we've just seen by that scope footage, I've got a signal coming out of the dizzy from the trigger, but I had nothing on my first tests to coil, so I was going to try to coil one more time again. So I got negative hooked up to coil negative and a known 12 watt feed, which is the same feed that goes to the coil anyway. So we'll give that a go and see what happens, but that's, yeah, it's still dead. We'll have to try one more go. So I've just currently added in a coil bypass. Still want to check the wiring out a bit more on this car and see what's up with it, but yeah, we'll see, just in case. So, fire. Yeah, not great. Well, I think that's a wrap up for this video. We've had some success. We've obviously got the starter motor all working properly again. Got a few little electrical issues niggled out and sorted. But unfortunately no spark yet. So I'm going to do a bit more research, but based on our current findings we've just gone through, the coil, dizzy seems to be working fine. The coil I've already tested, I tested out at 1.5 ohms across the primary and 8.2k across the secondary, so that's well within figures, so the coil should be absolutely fine. Inside the dizzy looks new. I don't appear to be getting any sort of ground signal to the coil, so that could be our issue there, in which case that's fired from a Duraspark module there. So why is he not giving us a signal? Considering I'm getting a signal which looks fairly reliable from the dizzy, I'm sort of more aiming on the fact at the minute that either we've got more wiring faults, which I don't think is the issue, or the fact that Duraspark unit might not work, which would be a bit inconvenient, but you know, shit happens. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. So just trying another few things here. I've put a ground cable to the signal wire for the coil, and I put the coil straight to a spark plug, so we'll see if we get a spark in a minute just by shorting out the coil. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see it there, won't really focus, but yeah, we got a spark, so that means the coil was good. So it's looking even more likely it's going to be the Duraspark unit then. Damn it. So I'll just pop back to it in a minute because I've found what should be the resistance readings for the pickup in the dizzy. So I thought we'd give them a quick try. Now we know we've got the coils working. I'm getting a signal from a dizzy, but I'm going to check the resistance readings just in case. If that all comes in perfect, then really it's got to be the Duraspark module, isn't it? So yeah, let's just quickly test that one in a minute and see what's what. So, what was I doing with this? Try it without going straight to module and see what the readings are. Let's try any dodgy bits of cable in it. $547 ohms. That's lower than the thing I just read said. It should be sort of 850, well 790 to 850. And it's got 547, which is a bit low. So what's the resistance to ground then? Let's try in. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's not the official way of doing things. Let's try that a minute. 2.4 mega ohms on that one, which is perfect. So it should be the same on this one. .9 mega ohms, yeah. So that's all good. But our resistance between our coils seems it's lower than expected, which ain't ideal. Just to rule out any shorts in these plugs, I'll try it from here as well, which is the nearest point I can then check it. So if anything, the reading should be lower. And it's between that one and that one. Do I get a good connection? .448. So it's definitely our reading then. Oh, that's not good. Now I'm going to do some more research and find out if that's right or wrong. Yeah. But that, anyway, it was also now just confirmed we've got no shorts to ground on that. And our wiring in between has got no shorts in it as well, so yeah. Oh well, that's another thing tested. Back to a spare parts board, I guess. If somehow you found this video interesting and want to keep up on the progress of this car, then yeah, drop the video a like, give me a comment, tell me what you think, and subscribe to see more. And until then, I'll see you again next time.